Hi there, this is Mike with mikesgoodstuff.com, and I am doing an unboxing of something that has been on my mind for a very long time and something I've been eagerly anticipating. This is the Microsoft Lumia 950 XL, which is Microsoft's brand new Windows Phone flagship du jour. Has all of the things, all of the features, all of the stuff. It is also the biggest of the two flagships. Um, just got released today in the Microsoft stores for those who pre-ordered. Those who were lucky enough to get into the big set of pre-orders uh, last week should have got them delivered today as well. This particular one was purchased. Hi there, Roma. Beware of cat. Excuse me. Here. Why don't you have the plastic? Here we go. Okay. This particular one I actually grabbed from the Microsoft store near me, which is actually a kiosk in the mall. And um, I went in there, asked if they had them. They said, "Yep, only for pre-order customers." So that's what I got. This particular one is the XL Lumia 950 XL in white. Um, and also of note, this is actually a dual SIM version of the phone. Very interesting because normally the US doesn't really care about dual SIM. We typically only have one carrier, unlike um, a lot of other nations, a lot of other countries like some European countries, Asian countries, India. A lot of carriers will offer a la carte features, and so that's one benefit to having multiple SIMs. So it's a bit odd that they offer the dual SIM version to American audiences, but yeah, cool nonetheless, I suppose. So let's open this up. So there is a piece of gray tape right here. It's on there pretty tough. Unfortunately, I don't have a blade with me that's easily obtainable. So once you have that piece off, you can just pry it open. It's a nice little package that way. Let's use my thumb there since I'm holding my camera as well. So just empty package there. And here we are. First thing up front is the phone itself. So one thing to note, my hands are a bit on the small side, I think, for an average guy, but very long and angular. You can kind of see how it fits in my hand. It's actually not too bad. This is a 5.7-inch device, yet I can wrap it in my palm and hit the buttons pretty easily. This is actually fairly comfortable. The only thing I would be worried about is thumb reachability. I've got longer fingers, so I guess it's not as big of a deal. We'll get back to this in a second. Let's look at some of the other stuff that's in there. So, Microsoft configuration booklet. Not really much to talk about here, but I'll show you what's in here, if anything. It's because I like to be thorough. Okay. Product and safety information. Cool. Same thing, just in, what is that, French, maybe? I don't know. Getting started with the dual SIM configuration. So it's just probably telling you kind of how to set it up and plug everything in. Same thing, but I don't know, French, I guess. A little advertisement, do more with Lumia. Telling you about various things, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so now let's get to the other stuff. So inside, we have a pretty standard looking Nokia charger. As I try to pry this open with one hand. So just regular box. So this is a pretty standard looking charger. Let's look at the end on this. Get this piece of plastic off. Okay, so got the piece of plastic off. This is the wall charger. Of note, the wall charger is not detachable. Also of note, let's look at the USB end here. Maybe difficult to see here, um, but that does appear to be a USB-C type connector. So keep that in mind as you're buying this phone. A lot of your existing USB peripherals may not work because this uses a new type of connector for good reason. So other than that, because the charger is not detachable, they did give you a USB-C to regular USB connector for the purposes of, say, a Continuum or something like that. So at least it's nice that they gave you, even though you've got a brand new cable design, you've got at least they give you new cables. I would kind of prefer to have the wall wart be detachable, but then again, I've also had problems with the detachable wall warts um, kind of coming off a little too easily. These things kind of pulling off. The good news is about this phone is that it does support Qi wireless charging. I believe it also supports PMA as well, from what I've heard. I will test that out at some point. And basically, that means if you have an existing Qi wireless charger, or you have one of the existing Lumia wireless chargers, you'll be able to use that with this, and you won't have to worry about the cables. So let's crack this guy open. Interestingly enough, they put the IMEI on a sticker on the back there. Interesting. So, little piece of plastic comes off pretty easily. I've got some dust on it, seems like. So first thoughts, the screen, feels pretty standard. It's glassy yet a bit. My hands are a bit clammy right now, and it's kind of a little sticky, but not too bad. The buttons. So first of all, you've got your camera. Zoom in here. You've got your camera button here, power button right here, volume up, volume down rocker. I'm not so sure about that configuration. That might be a little confusing as you're trying to reach for it in your pocket, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. So for those wondering, the back of this, this is a matte white polycarbonate. It's really light. It's a lot lighter than, say, the Icon, or even some of the heavier duty polycarbonate phones like the 920. Some of the phones that use metal seem to like the 925 seemed a bit denser, a bit heavier. This feels pretty light, and yes, a little bit on the cheaper end than, say, like the Icon, but the trade-off is that you get something that's huge but feels really light. It's easy to carry. It's not too bad. I touching these volume rockers, I'm not quite sure about them. They're a bit obvious. They seem like they kind of stick out, like kind of sharp protrusions. They don't, like, they're metal, This is for sure. And you can, I don't know if you can hear that. Let me get that close to my, like they're really clicky, which is cool, I guess. Let's see. So we're gonna turn this on. All right. But yeah, the buttons are really clicky, which I do like, but they do protrude a bit. Yet I don't know. I think I'm okay with the buttons. They seem nice. I don't know what's going on with my light sensor here. Hold on. Okay. All right. So we've got the camera module in the back here as well. You can see the triple LED flash back there. There's a camera module. Probably speaker there. Let's see, is there anything down here? Let's see. It does have a tiny little bump here, but notice if you can, the bump appears like there's a little plastic lip right above the camera here. Let's see if I can get this zoomed in a little bit better. And that little like bump there should protect the camera from scratching, because the camera module's right there, obviously. There's a little lip right here that is raised slightly above the camera. So people worried about the bump attracting scratches on the camera, I think you should be okay. I mean, it's a small lip, but it is there, and it should prevent a lot of scratches. So that's good news, at least. Um, for those wondering about how the plastic feels, yes, it is a matte plastic. Um, the I have to say it does. It doesn't have that kind of like slight glossy feel as some of the like for instance the 925 um, and the 928 for that matter, phones that I've been most familiar with have, even though they're a matte plastic on the back, they do feel kind of glossy, kind of smooth, like a thick, smooth plastic. This is a bit more texturized. The best thing I can say to describe it is that it feels very much like um, say like a 640 or 635. It's that kind of textured plastic. Not a lot of people are going to be happy to hear that. I mean, it certainly doesn't feel, as premium as some of the other flagships have, but it still feels okay. And if anything, the specs and the capabilities of this are going to make that miss the flagship. The other cool thing, of course, which I haven't managed to get a hold of yet, but I will get eventually, probably as Christmas comes around, is that you can take off this back plate. I haven't figured out how to do that quite yet, but you can take off this back plate and replace it with other backs. Currently, the biggest manufacturer that actually offers those is Mozo, or at least not the biggest, but the one who offers kind of the most compelling ones, I think, because they actually do have replacement backs um, that will cover this with like a leather touch, and for that matter, we'll replace this side rail with one that is actually like a faux aluminum, and which should make this feel a bit more premium. I've been hearing or seeing some of the reviews online of the Mozo cases, and it appears to be correct that those cases do make this feel really like the flagship that it truly is. So even though it's a bit of an investment, those are about $60. Um, Still might be worth it for those picking up one of these. So I'm trying to see what this little piece of tape is. Let's see here. really seem to. Oh, I see. Maybe hard to tell with my camera here. I'm actually shooting this with my old 925, so the zooming might not be as good as, ironically enough, the phone I'm currently holding here. Um, you probably can't tell, but there's actually a lip right here. It's a little tiny lip that you can kind of get your finger in. That appears to be where you would separate the. Maybe you can kind of see it there, right there. That appears to be where you would kind of put your finger to separate the back plate from the screen, kind of like the same way you would with the 640. Except the 640 is a bit more unwieldy because it doesn't have a little lip like that. So that's kind of nice, but that's how you would replace the back. So that's kind of it for right now. I can kind of show you what's going on here. There's not a whole lot to show on the screen since my camera is not really going to show, or not going to really capture how good the screen is here. I need to put my sim in here, if anything, to get this set up. So, but I will say the screen looks pretty good. And here's the exciting thing that I like. Um, the bezel is much smaller than it was in previous phones. You still have like a bit of a bezel lip there, which is unfortunate. It would have been nice if we had capacitive buttons down here instead. We could use the full screen, but um, that said, I mean it's a lot better than previous iterations. Same up here. You have this Microsoft logo up here. That's a bigger bezel than the rest of the phone, um, but yeah. So far so good. Like I said, it's not bad. I don't think this is the features are going to be the thing that gets people to buy this rather than the design of it. But anyway, that is my unboxing video. I will be talking a bit more about this phone at a later date, and I'm excited to check it out. Keep up to date with mikesgoodstuff.com. I'm not writing a lot of content for it at the moment, but I'm working on getting some more stuff on there. Thank you very much for watching.